Hi, I'm Ron Zimmet of the personal injury law firm in Daytona Beach, Zimmet and Quarles. I'm doing these legal tips for photographers because I'm a student at the Daytona State College. And I've got a question from a photographer who's been talking to the management of an apartment complex so that he can do some pictures, do some 8x10s, and provide them free to the tenants. The photographer was going to set up lights and a backdrop in the clubhouse, but was asked by the apartment manager to provide proof of workers' compensation insurance. The photographer wanted to know whether he is required by Florida to have workers' comp coverage as an independent contractor. Workers' compensation is a program for the protection of employees and employers. Employers who purchase workers' compensation coverage for their employees may not be sued by the employees for injuries which occur on the job. Instead, the workers' compensation carrier, in accordance with very detailed rules and laws, is required to compensate the employees for medical expenses and lost wages which occur from job-related accidents. Employers who have less than 4 employees are not required to buy workers' compensation policies, but may do so. The workers' compensation law also exempts a variety of people from the requirement to buy coverage. For example, an officer of a corporation who elects to be exempt from coverage by filing a written notice of election with the Florida Division of Workers' Compensation is not required to buy the insurance. Independent contractors not engaged in the construction industry are also not required to purchase workers' compensation insurance. However, the determination of whether or not a person is an independent contractor is not always simple. The law provides that in order to be an independent contractor, a person must meet specific criteria, such as maintaining a separate business with an independent facility, independent equipment, materials, and holding or applying for a federal employer identification number. Also holding one or more bank accounts in the name of the business entity. The performance of work for any entity in addition to or beside a specific employer, and receiving compensation for work or services rendered on a competitive bid basis. Oh, I know that's a lot of criteria to think about, and it really isn't simple. Generally, though, freelance photographers who operate on their own, have their own equipment, and have the ability to accept work when and where they desire, are likely to be independent contractors. Therefore, assuming the photographer does not employ 4 people and meets the criteria for independent contractor, this particular photographer asking the question could advise the apartment manager that he is not required to carry workers' comp coverage. For more information, a lot more information, I suggest that you go to the Florida Division of Workers' Compensation website and review their frequently asked questions section. For now, I'm Ron Zimmet. Thanks for listening.